As far as the lower leg is concerned, I feel like I don't do too much with that right now. So what I'll do is I'll find the knee and I'll kind of bring the tibia straight down, and I'm going to kind of favor the inside of the leg. But I'm going to kind of worry about the rest of that after I get kind of more of the back established. Just because I feel like the calf is going to be more defined from the back, and I wanted this to kind of lead the conversation rather than kind of try to connect to what I have arbitrarily in the front. Okay, so now moving to the back here, I feel like this muscle here, the glute, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get that started. And what I'm going to do, kind of define the edge here. And I can see that it kind of goes more like this. And I'm going to, it transitions right into this IT band, and I'm just going to kind of bring that all the way down like that. And I'm just going to double check my wireframe. Okay. So this is kind of the main muscle right here. Then I feel like there's going to be kind of some additional muscles on the side. So I'm going to kind of, let's see, like this. There's going to be a muscle here. And then a muscle right here between them. And I feel like what happens is that these muscles are going to kind of come to a point right there, which is going to kind of be an indentation, kind of where the femur, the head of the femur, is kind of getting close to the skin. And I think that that's only going to be visible on males, not going to be visible on female. But if I'm sculpting a female, I'm going to actually sculpt it exactly like I'm doing right now, and then later I'm going to cover it up with the fat pads. And the reason that I do that is because just like this, it's kind of like everything kind of gives clues to the neighbors. And then if you have one thing right, and then it's going to if you've got one muscle right, then the neighbor is more likely going to be right, and then that next neighbor is going to be right, and proportionally it's all kind of working out. So that's why I kind of build up like this, how we're doing here. Okay, and then just kind of in this area, I'm just going to kind of go. There we go. Now, back here, when you kind of create this sweeping action kind of coming down here like that, you're going to kind of create an area for the hamstrings. And before I do that, I want to kind of establish, okay, this is the back of the knee right here. And then I'm going to simply kind of divide it in half and kind of take one of these halves and kind of go this side of that transition point, or that bend point. And then I'm going to take this one and go the other side of it. There we go. And then I can see that there's kind of another muscle that's tucked away in here as well. And these are going to go up, and they'll actually be under the glute. So I'm just going to kind of sculpt them up to the glute, or actually physically over it, and then I'll re-sculpt the glute. Because what I don't want there to be like a moat between the muscles. I want it to look like they're overlapping. Okay, and that's really important. All right, great. Now we're getting a nice transition into the legs. And if I continue down here, with the hamstrings kind of going to one side of that bend, I'm going to kind of do a teardrop. So I'm going to kind of divide this section in half and do a teardrop to this side. And I can see that it's not straight across. I feel like it's more diagonal, so I'm going to kind of have this side lower and then this side higher. And on this teardrop here for the calf, I'm going to kind of go like this. And this is going to come around to connect to the front. And that's what I mean by just kind of like leaving it initially. And then this one, I'm going to kind of go like this. And then this, we're also going to kind of see kind of influence, obviously, of the calf from the front. Okay, great. And there may be a point kind of early on where it feels like, this isn't going to amount to anything, or it's not looking like how I want it to. And I feel like that's actually pretty normal, because this is such a process that takes patience, right? And I feel like it's not going to look perfect right away, and you have to just kind of, again, trust the process. And then it seems like you do this long enough and you're kind of like, whoa, how did I get here? So I think that there's kind of a lot of that going on in sculpting. Again, just kind of like the most important thing right now is that you're constantly rotating your model around when you're making strokes, that you're constantly looking at how it relates to the bigger form. And you'll notice that I kind of zoom out quite a bit and look at like how it's looking against the whole body, instead of just being super zoomed in. I feel like if I'm super zoomed in, I'm not getting the overall form. So you got to do that and also rotate quite a bit.